Sarah Mahmood appeared to be living a complete and comfortable life. She belonged to a respectable family, lived in a good neighborhood, and lacked nothing materially. Her husband, Ashfaq Mahmood, was much older than her, serious, quiet, and traditional in nature. Their marriage had lasted several years. They had 2 children, and the household functioned normally. Yet slowly, a sense of emptiness began to grow inside Sarah. Because of his age and temperament, Ashfaq rarely expressed emotions or gave her attention. Despite not being alone, Sarah often felt lonely. This emotional weakness became the starting point of a wrong path. It was during this time that Adnan Khan entered Sarah's life. Adnan was young, talkative, and seemingly caring. What began as a few casual conversations soon turned into frequent phone calls, and before Sarah realized it, daily communication had become routine. She felt heard, felt understood. Without thinking about where this relationship might lead, she surrendered herself to the flow. Phone calls slowly turned into meetings, and meetings into a secret relationship. Sarah knew it was wrong, yet she convinced herself that she wasn't stealing anyone's rights. She was only filling an emotional void. What she did not realize was that this relationship was not merely a moral sin, but a foundation of a serious crime that would eventually destroy her entire family. Adnan Khan was not just an emotional young man. Seeds of greed and crime already existed in his mind. As his relationship with Sarah deepened, he began asking detailed questions about her life, her family, and her in-laws. Sarah, blinded by trust, unknowingly shared information that would later become the blueprint for a crime. In casual conversations, she spoke about her in-laws' financial status, their children, and their daily routines. She especially mentioned Hamza, the 4-year-old son of Ashfaq's nephew, the most beloved child in the family. In Adnan's mind, these details slowly formed a dangerous plan. He began planting dreams of money and a new life in front of Sarah, telling her that if they escaped this environment, they could start over somewhere far away. At first, Sarah dismissed these words as emotional talk. But one day, Adnan openly revealed his kidnapping plan. Sarah panicked and refused, but Adnan kept insisting, saying it was temporary, that no one would be harmed, and that once the ransom was paid, they would disappear and begin a new life together. This was Sarah's greatest mistake. Instead of ending the relationship, clearly rejecting the plan, or informing the police, she chose silence. Adnan took the silence as consent. Though Sarah did not commit the crime directly, the information she provided and the silence she maintained made the crime possible. That was the moment when an illicit relationship transformed into a full-scale criminal conspiracy. Then came the day everyone feared. 4-year-old Hamza suddenly went missing. Chaos erupted, parents screaming, relatives running helplessly, and an entire neighborhood gripped by fear. Within hours, a ransom call arrived. 5 crore rupees. The family was stunned. Police were informed, and the investigation began. Initially, no one suspected Sarah. She appeared as a worried aunt, crying with everyone else, praying for the child's safe return. Police began working on technical grounds, tracking ransom calls, analyzing mobile locations, and reviewing contact records. Within days, Adnan Khan was arrested. When his mobile phone was examined, one name appeared repeatedly: Sarah Mahmood. Call logs, messages, voice notes, everything was recorded. Sarah was taken into custody for questioning. She admitted having a relationship with Adnan, but denied involvement in the kidnapping. However, during interrogation, Adnan and his accomplices revealed everything. They stated that all information about the child, his routine, and the family's financial status had been provided by Sarah. The plan was simple. Once the ransom was received, Sarah and Adnan would leave the country and start a new life. The truth slowly surfaced, and with each revelation, Sarah's denial grew. A few days later, Hamza was recovered safely, but his return brought not relief, but a bitter truth. Sarah was formally named in the case. a woman from a respectable household, was now an accused criminal. For Ashfaq Mahmood, the shock was unbearable. The woman he trusted had become the reason for his family's destruction. There were questions in the children's eyes, silence within the family, and prison bars awaiting Sarah. This story is not just about a crime. It is about a chain of mistakes. Had Sarah stopped in the beginning, had she chosen reason over emotion, had she chosen truth over silence, this tragedy might never have occurred. God does grant time to sinners and keeps their secrets hidden. But when the veil is lifted, nothing remains. A moment of desire, a few emotional conversations, and a hidden relationship came together to destroy an entire family. This story serves as a warning to anyone who believes sins can remain hidden or that mistakes carry no consequences. Consequences do come, and when they do, they burn not only the sinner, but everyone connected to them. This is the core message of the story. Silent sins eventually become loud scandals. When the case reached court, it was no longer just a kidnapping trial. It had become a symbol of betrayal, broken trust, and moral collapse. The Sessions Court was packed with media, lawyers, the victim's family, and members of the public awaiting the verdict. Sarah Mahmood stood in the dock for the first time. The woman once seen as a respectable wife and mother now stood with lowered eyes, a pale face, and a trembling voice. The prosecution presented mobile records, call logs, voice notes, and location data. The evidence showed not only an illicit relationship between Sarah and Adnan, but continuous contact before and after the kidnapping. The defense argued that Sarah did not physically kidnap the child, but the judge clearly stated that facilitating a crime is also a crime. When Adnan Khan was presented for testimony, he confessed that the plan was mutual. His words echoed in the courtroom. We decided that after receiving the money, we would leave the country and start a new life. The information was provided by Sarah. This statement proved decisive. During cross-examination, Sarah failed to answer several questions clearly. Her silence, tears, and hesitation testified to one fact: the truth could no longer be hidden. After concluding the hearing, the judge reserved a verdict and announced a date for the final decision. On the day of the verdict, the courtroom was completely silent. Delivering a detailed judgment, the judge stated that this was not merely a kidnapping case, but an example of moral decay combined with greed. Adnan Khan was sentenced to life imprisonment for kidnapping, demanding ransom and criminal conspiracy. His accomplices received similarly severe punishments. Regarding Sarah Mahmood, the court ruled that although she did not physically commit the kidnapping, she knowingly provided information, failed to stop the crime, and became part of a criminal conspiracy. She was sentenced to 14 years in prison for facilitation, conspiracy, and breach of trust. Upon hearing the verdict, Sarah collapsed to the ground. Ashfaq Mahmood quietly walked out of the courtroom. No anger, no shouting, just a broken man. Hamza was returned, but the family was never the same again. This story does not truly end here. It begins as a lesson, a moment of desire, a secret relationship, and one wrong decision turned a woman into a criminal, a lover into a life convict, and a family into lifelong victims. The court delivered justice. The law imposed punishment. But the real judgment may have occurred much earlier, when Sarah chose silence over right and wrong. This story reminds us that crime is born not only from actions, but from intentions and silence. And when the law moves, neither love nor dream survive, only consequences remain.